no, I'm fine. We can. We'll go back. Sorry, I shouldn't be mean. It's always like a little low, right? Yeah. I feel like she maybe like. What are you working on now? We're playing the turn. Which actually really fun. Oh, cool. I don't know that. It's okay. We're playing it on Sunday, and like I was on the way over. Okay, I'm fine. And then we're playing like this first video that's like. Oh, I like that. No, it's not. I like that. Me too. Yeah. But don't worry, it's definitely like. It's okay. We don't want it to sound rushed. Is that kind of like what you did? Wait. Even the Torino today, I think it's supposed to be like. That's interesting interpretation. Display everything like. We're not bored. Obviously. You're fully. Oh. I can really. You're fully Mikey. Sorry, I was like, can I hear your eggs?
Yeah, no, I was a little.
No, I didn't. I like being a little bit still of the illuminate radio too.
I really would love to hear the Illuminate trio.
I like the music we're playing.
It's cute. It's cute. I like it.
No, I mean I like the music. Oh, I mean yeah, I
Illuminate's
like
playing. Yeah,
maybe we
Illuminate,
can
yeah.
skip the undone.
Yeah, yeah,
Give us
yeah.
a little.
That's okay.
Sorry. feel like I slowed down.
Duel number 2. Do you want to switch iPads?
I don't care.
Take the top.
It's up to you. I don't mind. It's up to you. Oh no.
I'm all about fairness of cello parts. And you have more charge than I do, so it's very important.
Okay. One. Wait. Other one. Is it there?
Oh, I just have a whole nother.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, you can make it brighter.
Okay. That's not bad. Okay. Sorry. you want to look at this?
Yeah, sure. You know, it's kind of fun. We
Yeah, this is. I like this.
yeah. We don't have to do that much of Illuminate Trio tempo. Oh,
Yeah, let's not do Luminate, dude.
as much as I love the. Okay. Is that it? That was fun. I like that one.
That was cool.
Did I play the right? Any of them?
No, I did. There's a track I did. Give your students this? Nah.
Are you sure? I don't mind. I'm fine with anything.
Oh, take this. Yeah, because the cello 2-bar was more fun than I thought. Cello 1 was kind of snore on that last one. But this looks good.
Oh, let's see.
Let's do it.
Take it away.
Oh, shit.
No, you got it. I think they're pretty much the same.
Just quarter notes.
Sure.
Is it too easy?
No, that's. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just playing.
Definitely. I guess you have some interesting stuff.
We can make it interesting.
Would you want to switch back?
No, that's totally fine. I have some cool stuff.
Okay, we can. We'll see what happens.
Your people.
We'll be into it.
Yeah.
Do you want to switch back? Let's switch back.
Yeah, switch back. Yeah, I'll take this.
Not to give you the worst. Oh shit. Oh no. This stand is like not amazing. It'll be just take your time.
Alright, here we go, ready? Like one
Oh, that's yeah. Let's do it.
Should we try? I'll go a little under.
Alright, we can do that movement one more time if you want.
You want to?
Yeah. Let's do it one more time.
Don't mind my. I'm gonna try to
No.
not take time at the page.
You're good.
Alright, we're good. Little.
No, let's do it. We got it.
Yeah, we got this.
I think it's like double time.
No, I wonder.
I think I was double. I think it was double.
We'll look at this one when they call us again next year. Let's see. Do we want to do? Yeah.
Sure.
Fine. This one has the like monstrously long buff. Or maybe it's the other one. There's one that has like the.
Oh, can we?
Yeah.
Sure. You can do cello.
Sure.
Oh, there's more. Maybe. Oh, can we do Hallelujah? I kind of like this.
Yeah.
That one. Even though I know it's like a Boris special.
It's a Boris special and I love it. exact see your eyesight, so
Oh,
sometimes I'll. Yeah, let's do this.
what should it?
I'll take cello 2.
Oh, wait. I know it's the Boris one, but I do like this one.
I like this one too. It's okay, me too.
Heaven or Tail? Oh. They did like Nimrod. Oh, that was another.
Oh yeah, Nimrod. Yeah, we played this for something.
Okay, sorry.
Oh wow, that really brought me back. Do you want to do top?
I don't care. No, you do the top first. Yeah, I remember that.
I do remember playing this.
We're like almost done. Maybe. Can we like not? Oh, it's not like Baroque or like Scotch Joplin.
Yeah, it's a little.
Oh, we could do rock, like the like walk, or pow.
Yeah, I like that. I'll do cello too on this.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Repeat? No.
Probably slow. Oh, sorry. Where were we?
Second series, yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry. That's all right.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh. Test. Yep. Okay. Good evening, everyone. We're about to get started in a minute or so. So I'll ask you to please find a seat. Okay. All right, everybody, we're going to kick it off. Welcome to the UConn Engineering Class of 2025 Academy of Distinguished Engineers Induction Ceremony. My name is Kylene Paris. I'm an Assistant Dean for Operations and Strategic Initiatives for the College of Engineering. Tonight, we are honoring the Class of 2025 Academy of Distinguished Engineers and Gold graduates of the last decade Rising Star Award recipients. We also have the honor of having some previously inducted Academy members and Gold Star awardees with us tonight. We are thrilled and grateful to be able to gather together for the important milestone. Please note, the food and bar will be available throughout the event, so feel free to move about the room. I would like to begin by introducing Dean J.C. Zhao. Dr. Zhao joined UConn in 2024 as the Dean of the UConn College of Engineering. Previously, Dr. Zhao was the Department Chair of Materials Science and Engineering for 5 years and Clark Distinguished Chair Professor at the University of Maryland, College Park. With a distinguished career that spans academia and industry, Dr. Zhao brings a wealth of experience and a deep commitment to advancing engineering education and research. JC, please join me and say a few words.
Thank you very much, Kylene, for the nice introduction. And I'm so happy to be here with you today, and it's great to be with a lot of the distinguished alums and friends and so on. So it's my honor and the privilege to welcome you to the 2025 UConn Engineering induction ceremony for the Academy of Distinguished Engineers. I'm nervous. So this evening, we celebrate our alumnus' extraordinary accomplishment and formally induct the newest members into this prestigious academy. Congratulations to our new inductees. Your achievements, leadership, and unwavering commitment to excellence have advanced our engineering field. We also take great pride in recognizing our rising stars, so those young alumni that already make a substantial impact. I also want to welcome our, excuse me, our former inductees and welcome you back to this event. Together, you are some of our most distinguished alumni. You are a testament of the quality of education at the UConn Engineering and our collective impact to the society. So last Saturday, Mark Sarkisian, 1983 alum of College of Engineering and a member of the national of this academy, was our engineering commencement speaker. Mark is a member of the National Academy of Engineering, and his innovation were an essential part of more than 100 tall buildings in the world. And two of his buildings, the big buildings he designed, were more than a quarter of miles tall. Right? It's just one of the tallest building in Kuwait, the third tallest building in the entire country in China. Just some examples you can see. I'm proud to share that the 52 engineering professors, UConn engineering professors, are ranked the top 2% of world scientists. So this is a method developed by Stanford University. They're looking through the impact, the data for more than 6 million researchers worldwide and ranking their impact. And the top 2%, we have 52 professors here at UConn to show the quality of our faculty. We also have faculty that are fellows of the National Academy of Inventors. So that's the highest recognition in academia for inventors. So this is the kind of excellence we have, right? So those recognitions speak about the volume, the caliber of our quality of talent at the UConn Engineering. And they are the ones that help mentoring people like you to be the very successful engineers in the world. This year, our research expenditure reached $85 million for UConn Engineering. And they are driving advances in many areas, such as energy, infrastructure, healthcare, and national security, just to name a few. The graduate ranking of UConn College of Engineering this year reached 59. For the first time, we break into the top 60, and there were 33 in public universities. So we aspire to become the top 50 ranked university college of engineering in the nation, and 25 in public university in a few years. That's our ambition, and I think we can get there. We have faculty that have been recognized by President Biden to be PCAS. That's the Presidential Early Career as Scientists and Engineers. That's the highest ranking in the US government. I can brag about all those things, but I think today I don't want to spend too much time on this. I am here to celebrate you today. So thank you for joining us this evening and for your continued support of UConn Engineering. To our new inductees and rising stars, congratulations again. Let us celebrate your achievement and look ahead to a fulfilled the future with promises and all the possibilities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Zhao, for your wonderful comments and insight. The class of 2025 will be introduced by two Academy members and who will serve as our MCs for the evening, Dr. Rashiaki and Mr. Mark Raymond. Both are previously inducted Academy members, class of 2024. Dr. Aki, may I ask you to start us off?
Well, thank you, Kylene. It's an honor and pleasure to be here with you all today. So without any further ado, let's begin. Our first inductee is Dr. James Bassi. Dr. Bassi is currently a principal engineer and director for high volume manufacturing defect metrology in Intel Corporation. Dr. Bassi manages approximately 60 engineers who partner with factory stakeholders to reduce defect variation and improve yields. Dr. Bassi was unable to be here with us in person, but I have a short video to play with his remarks.
Hello to the UConn faculty, fellow inductees, and honored guests. Thank you for the privilege of being inducted into the 2025 class of the UConn Academy of Distinguished Engineers. It's a true honor. I'd especially like to thank my PhD advisor and Professor Brian Huey for all of his support and sponsorship. After spending the last decade in the semiconductor industry, I'd like to share two brief reflections, especially for the graduate students here today who are just beginning their professional journey. First, whenever you encounter a problem, approach it with the mindset of see a problem, own a problem. Try not to draw rigid boundaries around your role. Whether it's a technical challenge or a cultural shift that you believe in, take initiative. A key turning point in my own career was realizing that I had the power and the responsibility to drive change. Second, please cherish your time in graduate school. As Professor Huey knows, I rushed through my PhD program as fast as I could in about 2.5 years. And looking back on that time, I wish I had savored more of the experience, the friendships, the late nights in the lab, and the shared moments of discovery. There's plenty of time to work, whatever industry you end up in, so enjoy the chapter while it lasts. Thanks again for this incredible honor, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening.
Well, thank you, Noreen. Dr. Bassi will obtain his medal and be honored at the 2026 induction ceremony. Our next inductee is Dr. Marat Kulakmatov. Dr. Kulakmatov is currently the head of analysis and hypersonics at Varda Space Industries. Kulakmatov joined Varda Space as one of its first 10 employees, with the goal of building a manufacturing ecosystem in low Earth orbit. Prior to Varda Space, Dr. Kulakmatov was a senior propulsion engineer at Blue Origin, where he played a key role in the development of BE-3U hydrolox and BE-4 methalox engines, and helped architect the BE-7 lunar lander engine. Dr. Kulakmatov was unable to join today in person, and again, we have a short video to play with his remarks.
Hi, I want to thank the University of Connecticut for nominating me to the Academy of Distinguished Engineers, but more importantly, for providing me a solid education foundation and analysis tools that I've been using throughout my engineering career. For example, the Reynolds transport theorem that I've learned in my fluid mechanics classes at UConn have helped me optimize the nozzle contours on B4 and B3 rocket engines that have flown successfully on the New Glenn rocket just earlier this year in January of 2025. The TS diagrams that I've learned in my thermodynamics classes helped me design the turbopumps that are currently being used on the B7 engine and will be flying on the Blue Origin lunar lander in just a couple of years. The Euler equations of motion that I've learned earlier in my studies at UConn helped me build the trajectory simulator and design a Mach 25 reentry vehicle for Varda Space Industries. And then building on top of that, the Fourier heat transfer equation that I've learned in my heat transfer classes at UConn helped me make sure that the heat chill we use on this Varda reentry vehicle could survive flow field temperatures as high as 25,000 degrees Kelvin. The first flight of our Varda vehicle actually was successful and took place in February of 2024, so last year. And interestingly enough, it ended up being the first commercial reentry of a capsule on American soil. So that was pretty cool. And of course, my machine design classes from UConn helped me design a wind tunnel model that we're currently testing at the NASA Langley Transonics Dynamics Tunnel. Unfortunately, we currently have to debug a couple of issues in the facility, and because of that, I could not attend in person, be there in person at the ceremony, and I apologize for that. However, I do want to kind of summarize that the tools I've learned at UConn helped me build vehicles that both launched large masses from this planet into space, and then separately vehicles that are currently bringing life-saving pharmaceuticals developed in space back to Earth. So can't thank you enough, UConn, and thank you.
Great. Dr. Kulak Mehta will obtain his medal again, will be honored in the 2026 induction ceremony too. So our next inductee is Mr. Michael Lamont. Mr. Lamont leads HDR Engineering Incorporated's major bridges program and is a principal professional associate with 33 years of experience. Lamont has extensive complex bridge engineering experience across North America that includes cable-stayed bridges, concrete and steel arches, segmental box girders, and complex bridge load rating. He has served as superstructure design leader on 2 award-winning signature cable-stayed bridge projects, each of which delivered using design build, and he has focused most of his career on the design and construction engineering of these major cable-stayed bridges. Mr. Lamont, may I ask you to join me and say a few words?
Thank you. I'd like to thank the College of Engineering for inducting me, Dr. Zhao. Also my family, my wife Allison, and my daughters Abby and Emma for being here. Also, but not only being here, but also for supporting me in my career. Thank you. I love UConn. I grew up 15 miles from here in Hampton, Connecticut. I live a long way away now, but it's good to be back. My dad was a local attorney, and he and I went to a lot of soccer and basketball games when I was growing up. And when I told him I was applying to UConn to study engineering, I'll never forget his words. He said, "You'll never get in." Fortunately, he was wrong. But it certainly gave me an idea of the opportunity that I had before me. So thanks for keeping me grounded, Dad. As I said, it's great to be here. I've had a lot of opportunities in my career to learn from some great engineers and contribute to a lot of amazing projects, but it all started here, so thank you, UConn.
Thank you, Michael Lamont. Our next inductee is Mr. John Leonard. Mr. Leonard is the Director of Instrument Engineering at Zygo Corporation, which provides tailored metrology, optical solutions, and world-class expertise to solve the most complex optical challenges. Leonard's specialty is product development, covering the entire product development process from market need to production. He enjoys mentoring engineers and specializes in modernizing product development processes to increase speed to market. Mr. Leonard, may I ask you to join and say a few words?
So this is really cool. For me, anyway. I don't know, I'm really psyched. It's a great honor. I am thrilled to be recognized along with this group of distinguished alumni. I have to admit that I told my wife right before we left to come here that I was feeling kind of like imposter syndrome. But it's real, so thank you all. UConn's had a huge impact on my life, personally, professionally. For one thing, I met my wife, Eileen Casey, here over 35 years ago. Hey, honey. You are awesome. A chance meeting in a UConn dorm eventually led to two wonderful kids, one of whom, Caitlin, is able to join us tonight. So also awesome. UConn also shaped my professional life. I'm really, really fortunate to have a fulfilling career and challenging career leading technology product development. Here in Storrs, I learned fundamental engineering skills and how to apply them. I also developed curiosity, confidence, determination, and collaboration. These are all really important aspects of the innovation process. I've leveraged that UConn education to identify and understand market needs, generate creative solutions, solve some hard technical problems, develop supply chains and manufacturing processes, and continuously improve products in a broad range of markets. And I've had a lot of fun doing it, and I've really enjoyed watching the products come to life. I'm really proud of the 40 major projects I have shepherded to market. I'm even more proud of the many engineers and cross-functional teams I have developed into product development leaders and the processes we've created to rapidly and consistently bring new value-adding solutions to market. Of course, I'm proud to be a UConn Husky. So thank you, UConn, and thank you all.
Thank you, John Leonard. Our next inductee is Erica Lindberg. Ms. Lindberg is currently the Senior Project Manager and Group Lead at Jacobs Engineering Group. Ms. Lindberg leads the Traffic Engineering and Highway Safety team for the Northeast, where she is the lead traffic engineer on various projects, including large-scale major highway interchange reconstruction from New Jersey to Maine. And she manages multiple highway safety engineering projects. Lindberg also performs quality assurance, business development, staff hiring, and mentoring. Ms. Lindberg, may I ask you to join me and say a few words?
Hi, good evening. Thank you. And I'd like to thank UConn College of Engineering for selecting me for this honor. I'm deeply humbled to be here with my peers and the esteemed engineers who before me. I would like to dedicate this to my parents who have looking down on me tonight, who'd be proud because they're both UConn alumni, and they met here at UConn back in a long time ago. Anyhow, they always encouraged and supported me my decisions. I never felt I couldn't be an engineer or even realized other women may have been discouraged to pursue this. To that end, I have a passion for mentoring and encouraging all persons from grade schoolers through their early careers and have a desire, anyone who has a desire for STEM or STEAM fields. I'm secretary of the Connecticut Institute of Transportation Engineers, Connecticut section. I'm also secretary of the Women Transportation Seminar. where both of those organizations give out scholarships every year to young persons pursuing careers in the field of engineering and transportation. I volunteered at middle schools to do science-related activities, and for UConn, I volunteered to help the civil engineering senior design. One student recently thanked me for making this experience incredibly rewarding, and I quote, and it has sparked a greater interest in pursuing traffic engineering as I move forward in my career. I also want to thank one of my mentors, Dr. John Ivan, for encouraging me to be considered as an adjunct professor here at UConn. That experience has been very rewarding for me. He also instilled a passion for me in transportation engineering. Everyone here, you're all impacted by transportation. You need to get from point A to point B. So as a traffic engineer, I want to make sure and strive for you to get there efficiently. As a highway safety engineer, I want to make sure you arrive at your destination safely. So these are my passions. I'm on my national committee work, also helps support consideration of all road users, including some of the most vulnerable road users, pedestrians. Finally, I would like to thank my husband for his support and encouragement to pursue my passions. He's here with me tonight. Ultimately, my goal is not to have a bridge or a highway named after me, but to help others with personal and professional development and instill confidence in their career choices. A former employee recently told me they were in a supervisory training course, and when the question was asked what type of supervisor do they want to be, he said he immediately thought of me. This is the impact we can all make to the future of engineering. So thank you.
Thank you, Erica Lindberg. Our next inductee is Nasir Manan. Mr. Manan is the principal engineer at the Connecticut Center for Advanced Technologies, otherwise known as CCCATS, Advanced Design Automation and Metrology Lab. Mr. Manan leads the integration of Industry 4.0 technologies to strengthen the US supply chain. Mr. Manan's most notable achievement is the development of cost-effective, high-accuracy, automated structured light scanning systems, advanced mesh processing functions, feature detection and deviation analysis algorithms, as well as applications of artificial intelligence for autonomous manufacturing processes. Mr. Manan, may I ask you to join me and say a few words?
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's an incredible honor to stand before you today as an inductee into the 2025 UConn Academy of Distinguished Engineers. I'm deeply humbled to be recognized amongst such brilliant minds and dedicated professionals. Thank you to the University of Connecticut for this recognition. The time I experienced here while studying as an undergraduate will always be cherished. The opportunities that I now have working alongside professors I respect so deeply has been a fulfillment of the desire since those days. As engineers, we hold a profound responsibility. It is not just to innovate or to solve problems, but to ensure that the application of science and the creation of technology serve a higher purpose: the ease and comfort of human life. The ease and comfort of human life. In doing so, we return to humanity what is most precious, our time. Time to do what we do best, to create, to innovate, to discover, but also to connect, to understand, to love, and to support. Time to be human. I see my mother, I see my father, I see my wife, Malia, and my dear children, Hanya and Mamoon. And I can't think of anything more meaningful than a future of ease and comfort for them, and likewise, for all of society as one human race. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Connecticut Center for Advanced Technology. Thank you for the opportunities you've given me to serve our community of manufacturers and engineers, to contribute to the advancement of US manufacturing and technology, and for being a company that truly pushes the boundaries of what's possible. To my dear family, thank you for your unwavering support, your guidance, and your love. You instilled in me the importance of fulfilling the two most intertwined responsibilities I carry as a practicing Muslim: Haqooqullah and Haqooqul Ibad, the rights owed to Allah and the rights owed to mankind. I pray that I fulfill those through dedicated time and through my skill of engineering. I'm so very excited about the possibilities the future holds, of prosperity, of comfort, and of progress. Congratulations to all my fellow inductees. Let us strive together to build a paradise on earth through the technologies we create together as engineers. Thank you.
Thank you, Nasir Manan. Our next inductee is Steve Neboychak. Mr. Neboychak is Lockheed Martin Senior Fellow Emeritus, having recently retired. Mr. Neboychak is a founding member of the LM Corporate 5G.MIL, Unified Network Solutions R&D program, which adapts 5G technologies to provide cohesive communications, edge processing, and advanced networking capabilities for interoperable, resilient, and secure connectivity and data flow across all domains. Mr. Neboychak, may I ask you to join me and say a few words?
Thanks, and I want to, of course, relay my thanks to UConn Engineering and my family for being here, and also congratulations to all the other distinguished engineers. As everyone has said before, I am truly humbled. I also want to compliment Nazir. I think anything I say after this is nowhere going to be as good as what he just said, so you could probably just leave right now. But what I wanted to share with you was just a little bit of history, because as emeritus, it means I'm old and I'm retired, right? And, you know, I chose engineering because I went to Bloomfield High School, just outside of Hartford, and my physics professor in high school invited a few people to come down to an engineering symposium where effectively some of the students from all the engineering disciplines were doing demonstrations, right? So you got a bunch of high school students, maybe 6 of us. We come down, we see some demonstrations for mechanical and civil and electrical and all of that stuff. And so, you know, I raised my hand, I wasn't shy, and I said, which one uses the most math? And, you know, right or wrong, somebody answered, well, electrical engineering uses a lot of math. So I said, okay, I'll be an electrical engineer. Of course, I applied to UConn, and I didn't get in. So, or I did kind of, but it was like not the Storrs campus, not the College of Engineering. And, you know, don't tell anyone, but one of my neighbors was an alum, and he got me in. I got to go to Storrs, and I got in the College of Engineering, but it wasn't easy. And I really hadn't learned to apply myself at that point in time. And at one point, when I flunked electromagnetics, I took a semester off. And by the way, I was a microwave engineer. Electromagnetics is kind of important there, but anyway, I took it another time. I did much better. But you know, at the end of the day, I worked as a technician for a semester and a summer, and I came back, and I had the pleasure of taking a biomedical engineering course with Dr. Northrup, who was the head of biomedical engineering at the time, and he's also a distinguished alum engineer. And he really motivated me a lot. And he helped me through. He hired me to work on his fish counting team up at the Holyoke Power Plant. And he really taught me, you know, perseverance. And also he taught me just the fascination and the love of learning how things work, right? So, you know, I took the EM course, you know, I passed it, I did fine the rest of the year, but, and the rest of my time at UConn. But, you know, I graduated with a 2.9, which was okay, considering I flunked a course, it's not too bad. But, you know, Lockheed Martin won't even talk to a student unless you have a 3.0 GPA. So good news is I didn't go to Lockheed Martin until 30 years later, when we could all forget that. But, you know, over the course of my career, that perseverance and that, you know, interest, that fascination in how things work and to understand things, you know, ultimately led to my being successful as an engineer. And although I experienced a lot of churn with regard to companies, you know, layoffs, big companies buying small companies, laying off, you know, companies going bankrupt, I was forced to experience a lot of different businesses. Like I worked in test and measurement, I worked in biomedical, I worked in telecommunications, I worked in a lot of different fields over the years, and I really started to understand how things fit together as I got those varied experiences. So, you know, fast forward to Lockheed 10 plus years ago, and somehow they thought I warranted becoming a fellow and then a senior fellow. I still think it was a huge mistake, but, you know, they did it anyway, and I like to say I was really a senile fellow. But interestingly enough, and I'll get off the stage now, is that my sister-in-law in New Jersey had some family friends, and there was a young man in high school who was supposed to, you know, as part of his project, he wanted to be an engineer, and he wanted to interview a rocket scientist. I'm not a rocket scientist, okay? But I did work, you know, for missiles and fire control at Lockheed Martin, and I got some stuff on the PAC-3 designs that I've done with my teams. But anyway, he interviewed me. And, you know, standard questions: what's it like to be an engineer? What do you suggest I do? You know, what's your favorite part? But the last question he asked me before we wrapped it up was kind of, it took me off guard. And he said, what would you change? What would you do differently? And I hadn't thought about it before. And, you know, I thought of all the, you know, the peaks and valleys of engineering, right? Because you can't work a job for 44 years without kind of hating work at some point. You know, maybe it's for an hour, maybe it's for a day, maybe it's for a year, for a variety of reasons. But you also have those peaks and the valleys. And I thought about the answer, and I told him I wouldn't change a thing. And that perseverance that I learned here at UConn, and that love to understand things, helped me get through those peaks and valleys. And all those challenges that I experienced over those 44 years ultimately led me to the place that I'm at today. And again, I wouldn't change a thing. So thank you, UConn, and I'm just humbled to be in this group. And I still question whether I belong or not, but thanks.
Thank you, Stephen Wojciech. Our next inductee is Frederick Spork. Mr. Spork is a recent retiree from NVIDIA, where he was the Vice President of Business Operations. Mr. Spork was responsible for setting up and creating an organization which sat in between engineering, operations, marketing, sales, and finance. When NVIDIA acquired Mellanox Corp for its networking expertise, Mr. Spork helped integrate the Mellanox team into NVIDIA. Mr. Spork, may I ask you to join me and say a few words?
Well, I am deeply humbled by this honor. I wanted to start off by thanking the School of Engineering for affording me the opportunity to get a engineering degree and start on a career which for me was a really great opportunity. I was a double E major. I was interested in semiconductors, I thought, when I was taking courses. When I was getting ready to sign up for my classes for the last semester, a professor who I had taken classes from before that was offering a class on independent study. And I was like, well, what would that be? So I stopped in to talk to him. And if I don't mispronounce his name, as I recall, it was Dr. Farquhar Jian. And he said that what he had done was he had arranged for a student to be able to go to Sprague Electronics, Sprague Semiconductor, and work in a fab line with the engineers there. And I thought this was a great thing, so I signed up for that class. So every week on Thursday afternoon, I would go up to Worcester, Mass. And to be honest with you, the work was not very exciting. The fab line was doing 2-inch wafers, and I was making transistor measurements, you know, chip to chip, wafer to wafer, and so forth. Pretty boring, actually. But I was thrilled by the opportunity to be able to get into a fab, have a bunny suit on, and you know, actually touch and feel wafers. I mean, you know, you're taking classes and you learn about a lot of the theory and so forth, but you don't actually get to touch things. So anyway, that's what really piqued my interest in semiconductors. My first job was at IBM. We were building chips on 2¼ inch wafers, so about yay big. And the chips were had about maybe 1,000 transistors on them. When I retired from my last company a year ago, we were building wafers, 12-inch wafers, so about this side, about the size of a small pizza. Which isn't that amazing. I mean, all advanced semiconductors today are done on 12-inch wafers. But what was interesting was the number of transistors, 100 billion transistors on a chip. So over the period of my career, you know, I went, you know, multiple orders of magnitude in density. For me, I had many different jobs over my career, and I can honestly say that I never had a bad day. I enjoyed the entire time I was doing this. As a matter of fact, I used to tell my boss that I didn't work for the money. I worked because it was fun. So anyway, again, I just want to thank the School of Engineering for you know, affording me the opportunity to get an engineering education, and for the wonderful and very exciting career that it provided for me. So thank you.
Thank you, Frederick Spark. So at this moment, I'd like to invite Dan Berkey, Associate Dean of Undergraduate Education and Castleman Term Professor in Engineering Innovation, to join me at the podium for the induction of our next Academy member.
Thanks, Rashi. So I had the pleasure this year of nominating our next inductee, Adrian Weidman. And so I've known Adrian now probably for close to 15 years. I started here in 2010 as a faculty member in chemical and biomolecular engineering, and I invited Adrian at one point to come talk to my class of seniors about working as an engineer. And so she very graciously gave of her time and came back and talked to my class at that point. Not long after that, she actually joined the Hartford campus as an adjunct professor and has been there now for over a decade, teaching every semester our Engineering 1000 class and our Engineering 1166 class, which just is an amazingly big commitment on top of her full-time employment. And so she has every semester done this amazing work with the Hartford campus students to the point where we're now actually admitting students at the Hartford campus again because we've been able to demonstrate that we have this amazing support there. And she's been helpful and responsible this semester for actually getting our students into a partnership with the Hartford, the Makerspace CT, where we have 50 plus of our Hartford engineering students working in the Makerspace there on their Engineering 1166 projects. So I'll read the rest. That's my personal connection to Adrian, and she's been a wonderful colleague and has been truly supportive of Hartford campus here for the last 10 plus years. She comes and represents Hartford campus and regional campuses at our open house events. She's truly been an amazing alum and incredibly supportive of our current students. So in addition to doing all of those wonderful things, she's also the Director of Risk Consulting Services at Everest. As I mentioned, she's been an adjunct professor at UConn for over a decade now, teaching Engineering 1000 and 1166. And beyond that, Adrian has a distinguished career in property risk engineering for more than 20 years. And with a passion for education, risk engineering, and STEM education, Adrian excels at bridging the gap between academia and industry, empowering students and professionals alike with practical knowledge and leadership. And I'd like to ask Adrian to join me for a few words.
Thank you, Dan. With an introduction like that, I feel like I don't know how I can follow that up. But I first off want to thank the University of Connecticut for the opportunity to be here with such a distinguished gathering of other engineers. I have to say that in my career in risk engineering, I don't make anything. Every one of you has been in manufacturing. My job is invisible. What I do makes sure that you can do your job every day. I make sure that your facilities operate seamlessly and silently in the background. So my job is invisible. It's a very niche field, but I like to think that because I do my job in the background silently, your jobs continue every day safely, that your faculty facilities don't burn down, they don't have floods, they don't have hurricanes destroy them, because myself and my peers do our job on a day-to-day basis. And because of that, because of the opportunities and the broad education I got at the University of Connecticut, I could slide into an industry that it's impossible to get an undergraduate degree in. My basis was chemical engineering. What I do, you can't get a degree from any college. You have to learn it on the fly. So I learned wonderful skills here that I could apply in an industry and grow in that industry as a young woman. As we all know, most engineering fields are majority male. To this day, there are many meetings, there are many organizations that I interact with that I'm one of very few women in the room. And I want to make sure that I am a representative for young ladies and that I can encourage them to join our field and that I can be that voice, because when I was here, there were women who did that for me. So I want to make sure that I act as that person for the people not only at Storrs, but also at the Hartford campus. So thank you again for the opportunities that this institution gave me, and that what I can continue to give back to not only our campus, but Hartford as well. And thank you also to my family, who's here to support me and has for the past 20 years.
Thanks very much, Adrian. I'm now going to turn it over to Mr. Mark Raymond, our second MC for the program, to please come forward and assist us in inducting the remainder of our inductees and recipients for this evening.
Good afternoon or evening now. My name is Mark Raymond, and it's a pleasure to be with you today. Congratulations again, Adrian. Our next honoree is Payman Zamani. Mr. Zamani is currently the CEO at Journey, a curated social media platform to empower every traveler to have the experience of a lifetime by building their travel plan, AKA Journeys, with a collection of destinations and points of interest that fit their lifestyle. In 2010, Mr. Zamani founded Logic Broker, a pioneering platform designed to empower organizations through seamless integration and innovation e-commerce solutions. As CEO of Logic Broker, Zamani led them through significant growth, establishing them as a leader in dropship and marketplace technologies. Mr. Zamani, may I ask you to join me and say a few words?
Good evening, everyone. Having a last name start with Z has some advantages. Usually has this advantage, you go last, you're always waiting between recess. But tonight, I had the pleasure of hearing some amazing accomplishment. So first of all, I want to congratulate my fellow inductees of 2025 class. Looking at your remarkable careers and the significant contributions you have made, I'm truly honored and humbled to stand alongside you. This incredible recognition is deeply meaningful, and I want to express my sincere gratitude to UConn Engineering, the committee, and especially Raj. Thank you for believing in me. My journey at UConn wasn't as straightforward. As an immigrant arriving here at age of 17 with financial difficulties, it took some time and perseverance to get to UConn. However, the education I received here became foundational pillar of my success. I vividly recall a conversation with one of my computer science undergrad professors when I expressed frustration about learning yet another programming language. His response was profound. He said, "It's not just about current language. It's about equipping you for the ever-evolving landscape of technology." The insight resonated with me and expanded beyond just programming. Technology, business world, and indeed the entire world are in constant flux. The most crucial task for us as engineer leaders is to prepare the next generation for this reality of rapid and continuous change. UConn Engineering is certainly committed to this vital mission, and I sincerely hope all educational institutions embrace this responsibility. Finally, and most importantly, I want to thank you, my best friend, my unwavering partner, my wife, Anna. From those late nights as an undergraduate immersed in literature, which has always been a challenge for me, to navigating the exciting challenges of raising our amazing children, an intense journey of building Logic Broker, her support has been my constant. Anna, your strength, your belief in me, and your unwavering love have been my bedrock. Without you, I would not be standing here. Thank you, and I love you.
Thank you, Payman Zamani. Our next inductee, who is from the class of 2024, is Dr. Jacqueline Garifano. Dr. Garifano is currently the Chief Technology Officer at the Connecticut Center of Advanced Technology, otherwise known as CCAT. Since joining the executive team at CCAT, Dr. Garifano has played a pivotal role in the organization's significant growth, securing more than $20 million in federally funded programs to the state. Dr. Garifano, may I ask that you join me and say a few words?
Good evening, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here. I was on vacation with my husband last year, so I appreciate the opportunity to come back as a 2024 recipient. In reflection, over nearly 20 years ago, I stepped onto the floor of this campus, having studied physics. So I truly became an engineer when Dr. Mark Andow believed in me as an electron microscopist in materials characterization. And I had the real fortune of doing research as an undergraduate. I studied physics in the Honors College of Southern Connecticut State University. I'm a Connecticut native, so Connecticut, Southern, and also UConn by my 5 years of tenure here and my multitude of years of service holds a very dear place in my heart. I was joking with Dr. Huey that I got married when I was here, so the grappling of being published very early on in your academic career and do I want to change my name? So I ghosted everyone. I didn't tell anyone that I was going to do this. My husband and I were celebrating our golden anniversary, so 18 years of marriage on Sunday, the 18th of May. So all of this is a culmination of my academic life, my professional life, my career. Honoring Nasir and having his family here is absolutely a thrill for me. So the words that have been spoken about mentorship is so critical because it's been so important to me in my career, and having community of like-minded individuals that care very deeply, not only for our society as humans, but as us collectively as very unique individuals within this engineering community. And for me personally, having the dean here in presentation, I was a very early career research scientist at United Technologies Research Center, and we have stayed connected through all of these years. So it's, the universe is certainly speaking to me, and being here this evening, honoring our phenomenal colleague, having my work family here. And, Brian Huey is going to photobomb, so I know that we're going to have a picture with him. So UConn means so much to me. I would also like to acknowledge the foundation as well, because we've been connected. So the words that were spoken about, making sure that our next generation, particularly being, maybe the first but not the only, right? Being a woman in STEM, I've coined being a STEMinist, and I'm so proud of that because I'm first generation. No one in my family ever went to college, so I'm here because of really strong mentorship and people that have believed in me, and UConn has played a monumental part of that. So thank you so much, and it's a real honor, and congratulations to all the 25 recipients as well. So thank you.
Okay, now he's going to join us.
Thank you, Dr. Garifano. Our last inductee, also from the class of 2024, is Edward Grace. Mr. Grace spent 10 years at the MIT Instrumentation Draper Laboratory working on the Apollo program. MIT had a contract with NASA to design and develop the primary guidance and navigation and control systems used by both the Apollo command and lunar modules. The PGNCS included the Apollo Guidance Computer, which was the first computer based on silicone integrated circuits. Mr. Grace was also a member of the Apollo 13 Mission Operations Team, awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Nixon. In subsequent years, Mr. Grace founded several high-tech companies, one of which was acquired by Data General Corporation. Mr. Grace, may I ask you to join me and say a few words?
Thank you. Good evening, all. It's really an honor to be here this year. Last year at this time, my wife and I were on a transatlantic cruise somewhere out in the middle of the Atlantic, and it was kind of hard to commute to this function. But when I graduated from UConn back in 1961, my first job was with a company on Long Island by the name of American Bosch Arma Corporation. Arma designed and manufactured inertial navigation systems that were being used on Atlas missiles. The Air Force in those days was putting clusters of Atlas around several of the SAC Air Force bases as a defense mechanism. And my job was to install this inertial navigation system onto the missile and to load the data, which is sending the missile where it was going to destruct. In 1962, President Kennedy made a speech which changed my life. He challenged NASA to put an astronaut on the moon and to return him before the end of the century. NASA accepted this challenge, and the Project Apollo was born. My company put together a small team of engineers. I was lucky enough to be on this team, and I spent the next 2 or 3 months working on a proposal for ARMA to be the company that would supply the inertial navigation system for the Apollo program. Fortunately or unfortunately, they didn't get the contract. NASA awarded it to MIT. And I was devastated. I mean, I had spent these 3 months, I was really excited and was really looking forward to working on going to the moon. One morning, I came down to breakfast and told my wife, I said, I'm going to go to work today and I'm going to quit. And I said, I want to go to Boston. I want to work on Apollo. And that's what I did. I went into work. I quit. We put our few belongings in the car, drove to Boston. I didn't know anybody in Boston. I didn't know anybody at MIT. Fortunately, I got hired, and I was able to spend the next 10 years working on the Apollo program. My office was in Cambridge, but I'd go to Houston to be there to support NASA personnel during all the missions. I was at Mission Control for Apollo 11, landing on the moon, was involved in the decision to land and not abort the mission when we had alarms come up from the computer. I was also on Apollo 13, Mission Control Team, got awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. By the way, we went to the moon and back with a computer that I helped design. The computer had 36K of memory. You can't turn your cell phone on or off today with that. Today, my wife and Sandy and I are very involved in the Astronaut Scholarship Foundation. We provide about 50 scholarships every year to different universities, juniors and seniors at these universities. She and I are currently working with ASF and Kate to set up an annual scholarship here at the University of Connecticut. And that's going to take a little while because the president of the foundation just resigned. Anyway, we also keep very busy lecturing on the Apollo program, space-related topics at schools, universities, functions, organizations across the United States. UConn, I really humbly thank you for this distinguished honor, and it's very much appreciated.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you very much, Mr. Grace. Our next 3 awards are the Gold Rising Star Award. This award was established in 2023 and recognizes graduates in the last decade who inspire the world around them through their contributions to the field of engineering and/or the greater society while balancing the demands of being a recent graduate. Excuse me. Our first recipient is Dr. Yong-Duk Lee. Dr. Lee is a principal research engineer at the RTX Technology Research Center, or RTRC. Dr. Lee's current responsibilities include advancing future electrified aircraft propulsion, developing electric propulsion systems and functional materials, providing strategic support across multiple business units, initiating new programs and projects, and facilitating business and government program development. Dr. Lee, may I ask that you join me to say a few words?
Good evening. I'm truly honored to receive this Gold Rising Star Award. And then thank you to the UConn College of Engineering. And then I'd like to thank you, my advisor, Professor Sung-Yeol Park. So Professor Sung-Yeol Park's support and the guidance have played a huge role in shaping my career. And then also, I'd like to thank to my wife, Yeonji, and then my baby, Jaden. And then I'm deeply grateful to the UConn College of Engineering community for education and then encouragement and then opportunity that laid the foundation for my career. And then this Gold Rising Star Award means, so this is that a great deal to me. And then I'm excited to keep learning, and then so maybe just I'd like to give back to UConn. That's something I'm thinking. And then thank you very much. Thank you, UConn.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Our next recipient is Dr. Hee Lee. Dr. Lee is an assistant professor at the School of Chemical, Materials, and Biomedical Engineering at the University of Georgia. Dr. Lee's expertise lies in developing multi-scale computational models grounded in the fundamental laws of physics. Utilizing various numerical methods, including molecular dynamics, dissipative particle dynamics, and the spectral element method, he simulates biological systems across multiple spatial scales, from the molecular and protein levels to subcellular, cellular, multicellular, vascular, and organ systems. Dr. Lee, may I ask that you join me to say a few words?
Good evening, everyone. So it's a great honor for me to come back to Storrs to receive this award. So after I come here, I just realized probably I need to thank UConn and UGA on behalf of the Dean of Engineering of University of Georgia, because I see I have another colleague who is coming up after me to present and to get this award. So we have 2 current faculty members from University of Georgia to get this award. And I want to thank UConn and the College of Engineering actually for bringing me here 16 years ago to bring me to the Connecticut. So I spent 6 years here. So these 6 years turns out not only very important for my academic career, but also for my personal life. I met my wife here, and I get married and had my son here, Ian. And also I made many good friends. And academically, I have been able to find my career path and build a foundation for it. Of course, I cannot do it without my PhD advisor, Professor George Lekotrafidis. So when I first joined George's lab, actually I have a zero background on computational modeling. I only have a high school level biology. But I was very lucky. He recruited me as his student, and he has been very patient when training me. He always sits side by side with me, help me debug the code, explain to me the code, and help me revise my paper manuscript word by word. So I really appreciate that. And after I graduate, he recommended me to join a bigger group for postdoc training and under a supervision of a senior PI, and help me to become a faculty member. So I cannot achieve what I have today without George, so I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, George. And at the last, before I end my talk, I want to do something I haven't done for 10 years. And this is the first thing I learned when I first joined UGA during the orientation. And I still remember the organizer told us that the first thing you need to learn as a UConn student is to do this. UConn, Husky, UConn, Husky, Husky, UConn, whoa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hee Lee. And it strikes me, Dean Zhao, we might be underselling the College of Engineering as a dating service. Our next recipient is Dr. Chin Liu. Dr. Liu is currently an assistant professor at the University of Georgia School of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Dr. Liu's research interests are in the areas of signal processing, machine learning, data science, and communications, with a special focus on Gaussian processes, Bayesian optimization, spatiotemporal inference over graphs, and data association for multi-object tracking. Dr. Liu, may I ask you to join me and say a few words?
Hello, everyone. So I'm the other one from University of Georgia. So it's interesting that I have not met Professor Lee at the UGA, but I met him at this ceremony. So I'm very happy and honored to receive this award. And more importantly, I treasure this opportunity to revisit the UConn campus after I graduated like 7 years ago. So when I drove from the airport today, is really like coming home. So UConn has a very important place in my mind. It's my first stop in US, and I spent 5 fruitful years here. I graduated with a PhD as well as a baby daughter. And so over the years here, I feel so lucky to have been mentored by so many great professors and advisors. And most importantly, I really want to thank my advisor, Professor Bachelon. So I never thought that I would be a faculty member until Professor Bachelon gave me a topic that I like, and I solved it, and he gave me a lot of positive feedback. And when I was having the discussion in his office, I used to be very shy, and he always shouted at me, "Speak louder." So with his voice echoing in the hallway. Over the years, I still struggling with my volume, my voice, but I became smarter. everywhere I go, I carry a microphone with me, and and I try to improve on other aspects. So he always make me feel very, very proud. And I hope one day I can also make him feel very proud. But I know that's very difficult because he has set a very, very high standard. So as a faculty member here right now, so I try to pass on the things I learned from Professor Bachelon and to pass on that to my students to show good mentorship. So that's is a great guidance to me. And so lastly, I treasure the opportunity to meet so many outstanding alumni here. So it's a pleasure to be the UConn engineering family, and I will keep making improvement in my own field. Thank you.
Thank you, Chin Lu. We'll turn the program back over to Kylene Paris.
Thank you, Dr. Rashiaki and Mr. Mark Raymond, for your assistance. At this time, I would like to ask that all current members of the Academy, including the newly inducted class of 2025 and Gold Rising Star awardees that are present tonight, to stand and be recognized. I would like to propose a toast. I got to see those glasses, guys, even if they're empty. I would like to propose a toast to the class of 2025 UConn Engineering Academy of Distinguished Engineers and prior year members present, and to the class of 2025 Rising Star awardees present and their prior year members present. You represent what UConn Engineering alumni and friends aspire to be. These awards were conceived of not only as an honor for your outstanding achievements, but as a highly esteemed community of accomplished alumni and friends. Congratulations. And now a couple quick housekeeping. I want to say thank you to all the staff. These events happen, this event happens year after year after year, and we have the most amazing folks come and that we are able to honor. And we have a lot of staff that are kind of sprinkled throughout the room that folks need to know that without them, this would not happen. This would not all come together. So a round of applause for all of the College of Engineering staff. And I'm going to give another special shout out to my assistant, Noreen Wall, who everybody knows who Noreen is. Noreen is retiring on us in September, and so she's beloved by the College of Engineering, and this will probably be her last where she's behind the scenes. So Noreen, we appreciate you so very much for all your hard work and dedication. We just absolutely love you to pieces, so thank you. So at this time, I would like to mention that the photos that have been looping previously, oh, there weren't any. Okay, they weren't previously looping, so scratch that, never mind. So we are actually gonna do a photo together. So all new members and award recipients, we're gonna have you meet by the registration table in about 10 minutes for a big photo for everybody together. And then there will be a group shot of all the Academy and awardee recipients together. So thank you to all the inductees and your families. Thank you so much for such a wonderful evening and for gracing us with your presence and being with us. Thank you. Congratulations.